Video.
We ready?
We're on, dude.
Good morning, and welcome to the 5.5 Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge here at Cigar in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. I'm joined here by my two co-hosts, Mort, Bones, and myself, Maverick, welcoming you to the show. Good morning, gentlemen.
Yes.
A nice little brisk day out there this morning.
Oh, I'm loving it.
Beautiful. I
It
love
was
it.
beautiful out. I actually put the heat on in my car. At
No way.
6:30.
No.
At 6:30, I did.
No, it's not heat.
Not hitting that.
Well, I'm telling you, I was a little chilly.
Not hitting
No,
that.
when I left here last night, I didn't leave here till 9:30 last night. We all stayed.
Who won, by the way?
San Fran won
Okay.
eventually, but we left at the end of the third quarter and we were watching the end of the baseball game. Go Yankees and make it to
The next
American League
series.
Championship Series.
Nice.
Yankees going.
Good for you.
We
Did the Padres win last night? Was that between them and LA, the Dodgers?
I don't. Did they play last night?
They had to have. 'Cause they're trying to decide.
Yeah, but they
Who
were-
goes on
they
to the
were-
next series?
they
Were
were
they
the-
2-2?
They were
No, they played
2-1.
Good morning, Michael.
They're 2-2.
Who won the
Oh,
baseball
so they-
game? Padres or Yankees?
Padres-
Or Dodgers?
Padres didn't play yesterday.
And they didn't
So
play?
they're tied
No.
up.
They're
Okay.
tied up, and the Guardians and the Tigers are tied up.
2-2?
Indians.
Indians.
2-2?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're both
Good,
they're
good.
both 2-2. So there's two
All right.
elimination games tonight.
So today we're smoking the
No,
H.
one.
Upmann. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but the H. Upmann 1844
18
by
Yeah,
AJ
1844.
Fernandez.
Yes.
And we're drinking, thanks, Mandy, some coffee out of Findley, Ohio, called the
Again?
1880.
Which
Yeah, because we got free coffee, so we're gonna
which
we're
we'll
gonna
be
drink
drinking
it.
for the next. We got two more to try, and then we'll go through them again. Because said every cigar is different. Now next week we're probably going to be smoking a. After talking with Ed last night, he wanted us to do a McAuliffe.
Okay.
And I said, we're going to do the red.
I don't know if we've got them.
He goes, if they're in time.
Okay.
I said, okay.
But we did smoke the red already.
Oh, we did. That's
Yeah.
right.
I suggest-
John did give us.
I
Yeah.
suggest maybe the A if we're going to do that one.
We don't have the egg.
Yeah, we
have
do.
the. Do we have the
Yeah.
egg?
The ambassador. Yeah, we got.
Do we have anybody joining us, Bones?
No,
No.
we got one
Oh, yeah.
viewer.
That'd be good. Morning, Jacob.
What's up, Jacob? How you
Good
doing,
show.
brother?
You're going down this weekend, Jacob. I don't know who's taking you down, but you're going down this weekend. I said, keep on doing it. So, congratulations to the Yankees.
Yes.
We hope that Detroit wins tonight. We want to take on Detroit, not the Guardians.
Okay.
Indians.
Indians.
Indians. Let's just go with the Indians.
I'm still used to it.
I'm
now.
not doing the.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing the I'm doing the Washington Redskins
I
also.
grew up watching the Indians and the Reds play.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
matter of
And I'm
fact,
going with that.
the,
I'm being stubborn.
the Washington Redskins, that tribe wants them to go back to the original
Logo
logo.
and name.
Yeah, because hey, it's a heavy. That's like the Seminoles.
That's telling you that they didn't put up a beef about it.
Correct.
Somebody else did that didn't have the right to beef
The
about it.
new ownership that is potentially involved is
Yeah.
going to change.
Back?
Yeah.
Oh, ain't that nice?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, they said we're not playing this game. This has always been Washington
The
Redskins.
beef has been put up by the people that want to pay for them. People that get 0% interest and 0% whatever.
Yeah, that's correct, Bones.
I like
So-
this coffee.
This
The
coffee
Phillies are out.
is mild to me, but it's good.
It's
They
good.
didn't-
They couldn't hit the ball.
They didn't show up.
They did not show up. Though nobody showed up.
Well, we
So
don't-
now-
Big change up last week in college football.
Big time.
Big change.
Big
up.
time.
Lots of losses that probably shouldn't have happened.
You wouldn't expect.
Exactly. Mandy, taking down Alabama.
Did they drop far enough? I don't think so.
Alabama?
I don't.
I think you got to take it for what it's worth.
I know you lost. They're never going to drop them out of the top 12. As long as they got two losses or less, they won't drop out of the top 12.
Correct.
That's just Alabama.
That's just
But you get a number one team in the country that loses to a below ranked, I mean, not even close to the top 25 team, top 25, and they beat the number one team in the country. That team should drop like a fucking lead balloon.
If it would have been out of any other conference,
Kevin Monk, how you doing, brother?
Mandy,
Mandy, what's happening?
1880 coffee, Mandy. It's
if it would have
delicious.
been out of any other conference, I think they would have dropped out into the 20.
absolutely.
Dirk Steinberger?
Who's that?
Dirk? How you
Dirk,
doing,
Dirk,
brother?
Dirk.
Good morning.
Man, we got some viewers. How about
Yeah,
this?
my friend Kevin Monk, longtime friend from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, known him 30, 35
Oh, that's
years.
not to do with the Bartles and James guys.
No, that's Mike Tatro.
Oh, okay.
So
Still amazing,
back to
isn't it?
back to the football thing.
Okay.
NFL, my theory has been proven wrong. Was proven wrong once again.
What?
Well, not proven wrong, but both teams lost. The Saints and the Bengals.
Yeah,
both
yeah,
lost.
that's your theory. Didn't go this week.
It did not, but it happened once last season as well.
Okay.
Well, let's hope.
But usually you're on with that.
One's going to win, the other's going to lose.
Right.
Hopefully the Saints win this week because I played that
Love you
defense
too, Kevin.
over the San Fran defense, which, like I told you earlier, was looking kind of ugly at first because they had up like 16 points and then they started getting hammered. Not hammered, but it ended up being a close game.
Coffee's delicious. The
We watched
cigar's good.
the typical, like always, 8:30 came. It was a decent game. We stayed.
So,
I stayed for a little bit and then we took off.
what do we got new in the humidor?
Well, we got some fresh stuff that just came in. We got some, what did we get, Barry, yesterday in the box? The big box, the secret box?
Oh, that's little box?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that
don't
was
have
McAuliffe
I
stuff.
don't have a clue, man.
That was
The
McAuliffe stuff.
pamphlets and
Yeah,
shit
we
like
got
that.
McAuliffe pamphlets.
That was personal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
It was personal, sonny.
That's
Not
exactly what
business.
that's
It
exactly
was
what
personal.
said.
Yes. So, who we got coming up this big games in the NFL this Sunday? We got Eagles. I think Kev, the Eagles aren't playing as well as they should be.
We got the Giants and Bengals on Sunday
Ooh, that's a tough game.
at Sunday Night Football.
Sunday night.
You got Jacksonville and Chicago Bears at 8:30 in the morning in London. again.
London.
There's 2 weeks in a row. Tampa Bay and the Saints.
Oh,
I picked Tampa
Ugh.
Bay in the pick and pull, but I played the Saints because
Man,
they're at
that's a
home.
tough game,
They're at
man.
home. They're going to play them tough.
It's nice and loud.
They're going to play them tough.
It's nice and loud in Tampa, or in the Dome, right?
Who's quarterbacking now? The car's out.
their backup. I don't know who that is.
Well, I'm telling you, you
I
guys never got
wouldn't.
rid of Jameis Winston
I wouldn't have taken. How come he's not on your fantasy team if he's so good?
because I don't need him. I got two other better.
You didn't need him last year.
I
You
got
didn't
two-
need him the year before
I
that.
got two better quarterbacks.
You've never taken him.
He doesn't have a starting spot. Why would I take
You've
him?
never
But you
taken
love him.
He doesn't have a start. It's all
He
about
loves
the money.
Jameson Winston,
It's
doesn't
all
he?
about the money when
Yeah,
it
he
comes
does.
to fantasy football.
Yeah, I know.
Then you got the
Who's
coach.
Yeah,
in
man.
the league, by the way,
Me
in
too.
fantasy football? Who's in the league? Is Johnny Chips in the league?
No, Jake is.
Jake? How about
I
that?
believe it's Jake.
Mandy, the Bengals are making me sad this year too. Burrow is raking up record-breaking numbers,
Wow.
and they can't win.
Jaden Daniels
Hurts
putting up
is
record-breaking
hurt.
They
numbers.
can't win. It's like, come on, man! You guys are putting 400 yards in passing, 400 passing yards, and you lose a game.
Yeah,
That's because the other team puts 401.
yeah.
Oh shit!
Massive Farley.
Mikey, can you get that? If you don't mind. I don't know why that phone's.
Tell them we're not open yet.
That's early.
Answer
On
the
the
phone. Say,
cradle.
answer the phone. Say we close now.
So
We call- we-
I think
we
on
call
my
back at
team,
9 o'clock.
the Philadelphia Eagles, I think they figured out our quarterback, his play.
Okay.
And when I say that, I'm thinking that 2 years ago he did fabulous. The year before we had 10 and something, then we lost 6. I think they're starting to figure out his play, and then he's just.
I don't know if it's that.
I think it is. I think he's just going to be a good quarterback, but not fabulous.
It's part of
Not
the
the-
problem, but
Not the creme de la creme.
I think it's more defense than a lot of the defense.
A lot of times it's offensive line because these owners aren't putting money into the O line,
And they did lose the best center in football.
and it's really a sad situation when they get down to that.
Well, they're leaving it wide open because the Washington Commanders are 4-1. Dallas
Redskins.
is 3-2.
I don't know who they are. Say it, Boone. Say it.
Eagles are 2-2 and Giants are 2-3. because we haven't played. We got one game more than the.
And we got to stick on our games, right?
And the
Oh,
sad
always.
team out of the whole NFL is always been Cleveland.
Yeah.
They have no clue what they're going to do. They say they're all behind Watson.
But it don't seem that way.
It does not
How
seem
can
that
you
way.
be
No.
behind? The guy you gave him a $240 million contract.
You're right, Kevin.
100% guaranteed. While the guy was having legal issues and didn't even sure if he. Well, granted, they probably had a little insight from the NFL on whether or not his personal problems were going to create problems for him being on the field. They might have known something, but you still
I'm sure they do.
You still gave him $240 million, fully guaranteed.
Well, Barry, that's your people's making that call.
Now let's switch over to the Jets. Jets firing their head coach.
Yeah, and had to be escorted out by security.
And
Is
how
that
much?
common or no?
No, it's
No,
not common.
not usually.
Okay.
How much money is that guy making? We looked it up yesterday. He's making like $13 a minute, not coaching.
Well,
Not
They
coaching.
got to give him his contract.
Oh, they're paying him out.
How much does he get paid out? Any
I
idea?
think it was like $8 million.
So he gets $8 million to sit on the couch,
Watching.
and you think somebody else will pick him up as maybe not a head coach or something else?
Well, Silver said, and he'll correct.
It's
He'll correct.
kind of doubtful. I
He'll
think.
correct me if I'm wrong. After that game last week, the head coach for the Jets took away the offensive play calling from the offensive coordinator, and 5 minutes later he got fired, and that's
Yes.
what that. And
Do
then
you think that was just coincidence, or do
No.
you think he said you can't do that?
I think no, I don't think it's up to him to be able to do
He's the
that.
head coach.
But on McAfee, they had the
I
little
agree.
banner on the bottom that said, Aaron Rodgers said that he had no part in the firing of the head coach. Yeah, bullshit.
So first,
Yes,
we're talking about Aaron Rodgers. Homie just doesn't have it.
Yeah,
You can tell when he's
Yeah,
out
he-
on the field. He
that's what
doesn't
Kevin
care.
just said.
He does not care.
Yeah.
Whether they win or lose.
No, he don't.
I wouldn't say
He's done, I think.
I wouldn't say he's totally washed up,
I think he's
but
done.
I think on a decent team with a good line, he could still.
What,
Yeah, but
what
that
he,
ain't the
get
case.
better.
he
I
needs,
think I don't think he has his heart in it anymore.
he needs to switch from the leading quarterback, to a mentor quarterback.
That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
And
you're
he-
right. That's the sad
got
thing
that
about
LeBron
it. Is,
His
mentality.
ego's involved in it.
right. But that's how you better your team, by taking the young quarterback that's below you and mentoring him and to be a good
He's
quarterback.
not worried about that.
But I don't think Rodgers is that type of guy.
Does he have a
Rodgers
Super
has
Bowl?
always been about Rodgers.
Yes.
Mikey, has Rodgers ever won a Super Bowl? I really don't.
Let me tell you about this.
He's got Hall of Fame numbers. Rodgers?
Potentially,
I agree,
yeah.
Kevin.
He's got, yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. That's why Green Bay got rid of him.
Also, me and Kevin were the ones that bet 12 games that Sunday and lost every one. 12,000 plus the vig.
We've done that.
Yeah, for 12,000 plus the vig.
No.
Whose fault?
Remember
was
that, Kev?
Never lost that much. No.
Debbie and Josette went out to shopping, and we lost every game.
Never. I'm never betting that. No.
So we got
That was a good day
hockey starting,
for the bookie.
basketball starting.
See what he said? Lost every game.
Baseball
We
ending.
kept doubling up.
Football's in the middle of the season. Yep.
And what about
Just about.
I think
Canadian Football League's getting ready to
I'll
have
tell you
their
what,
Grey Cup.
Florida Gators are 3-2.
How
We
about
didn't
that?
expect them to win that many. We thought they were going to win maybe 4 all season, and they got 3 so far.
How about that?
Well, season's
That's
not
pretty
over.
good.
Season's
Well,
not over yet.
But I'm saying
I
I don't foresee them losing what we got 8 more games left in the season, or 7? 7, right? 12 games.
What are we, 7 now?
7
12
games
games
left. I don't
left.
think they're
Five
going to
games.
lose.
Five
I don't
games.
think they're going to lose 7 in a row.
Five games left.
Yeah, you've got 7 games left.
Yeah, 7.
5th week.
7, 5, and 12.
Well, as bad as Florida State is, they're going to beat Florida.
I don't think so.
The new quarterback, the kids.
You may be right. Yeah, we'll see. It's the last game of the year, always.
Gotta have faith.
Right?
Gotta have faith in my team.
We got to stick on that too.
I think the Giants.
I remember when I bet a box to what's his name? Is your Florida Gators
We
guy,
don't- we don't-
ex-detective captain?
Oh,
Jackson?
Yeah,
Action
Captain Jackson. He gave me the box. He paid me the box.
Wow.
Did he throw it at you?
No,
That happened to us.
that was a pretty weird bet. He said,
That
"Oh,
was-
you're so kind. Let's put a box." I said, "I'm in."
It was a bundle.
He gave me it.
That was fucking great.
He didn't like it.
Oh, either than Matt.
Nobody does. Nobody likes having to pay up a box, man. That's some big money.
That was the Alabama
Yeah,
Burger
that
game,
is
wasn't it?
exactly what he said. Told my wife, "We have a problem." She says, "You have a problem." That's right.
You got a problem, all right.
Yeah.
What else we got? Other than
All right, so let's talk about the cigar real quick.
Okay.
What we've got here is
And AJ
The
Fernandez,
AJ Fernandez H. Upmann.
1844 from Nicaragua.
AJ Fernandez's uncompromising commitment to quality has been fully realized with the H. Upmann AJ Fernandez. Of course, it's available in multiple sizes. We've got the Toro, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So it does come from Nicaragua. And those of you that know, Nicaragua cigars, in my opinion, are pretty much the top of the rung. Everything else is below that, depending on the brand, obviously. The filler itself is Dominican and Nicaraguan. The binder is Corojo.
Corojo.
The wrapper is Ecuadorian Sumatra.
Okay.
So we've got a full
Range.
range of
Yeah.
things going on here.
I think it's even light for me.
It is a very light cigar. So let me give you the synopsis here.
Okay.
Coming from a storied line of Cuban cigar makers, AJ Fernandez combines old world technique with his own unique perspective at his factory in Esteli, Nicaragua, which has produced some of the most exciting blends in the past decade. And we know that there's other brands, other labels that are also
Sure.
from Nicaragua, Esteli. This timeless brand is appealing to the new generation of smokers with a robust, distinctly flavored cigar, boasting an Ecuador Sumatra wrapper, Corojo 99 binder, Carrillo 98, and Patillo Cubano filler. The cigar could best be described as medium to full, with a sweet, balanced taste profile and notes of almond. So I find it a little bit less than mild to the
Medium
bolts.
thing. Yeah.
I think it's
I find
more to the medium side. I'm sorry, more-
medium to low to medium.
Yes, low
Yeah.
to medium. It's not.
I agree.
It's not like
Well,
it's.
As you know, as we talked about many times, I'm more of a light to medium at best. And this is tasting very light to me.
On the retro, we get a little spice. Those of us that can do a retro, you get a little spice in your nasal. So you taste a little bit of that. I don't get the almonds.
No.
I don't know what flavor I'm getting.
I'm sorry. Morning, Bob.
Hey, I don't know what flavor I'm getting in the retro, but it's not almonds.
Right.
Glad you made it safe.
It is a solid cigar.
Yes. I like it.
Yes, and
I'll
while,
definitely smoke it again.
He got
while
hit,
Bones makes
he got hit hard.
made that comment, our prayers and best wishes are to our brothers and sisters of the Leaf in Florida.
Florida,
Yes.
North Carolina,
I mean-
South Carolina, all the way up.
Bang bang in the same in 1 month. They
God
got-
bless them all, huh?
Yeah.
Did you get your FEMA payment there, Bob?
What do you think about Penn State? We have a question this year.
Who-
Kevin asked about Penn
what
State.
do you guys think
Kevin
of Penn
Diddy.
State this year? Penn State is a solid team. I like their coach. There's no rivalry between my team and them, although they're trying to make it so. There's just never been that Ohio State Penn State rivalry.
Right.
It's always about that team up north. I like Penn State coming out of.
What team might that be?
The Ohio
No,
State.
the team up north.
Oh, we
I
don't talk
want
about
to
that.
get him to say.
Michigan.
It's
Michigan.
I'm not. I
He
can't
don't say. He doesn't say that.
I think they're ranked properly. Right now, the Big Ten has number 2, 3, and 4 in the top 5.
Yes.
So
That's good.
I think they're ranked properly. We're going to have some big shifts here coming up because
Well, they got one too. Isn't Texas in this?
Texas
Oh,
is
that
SEC.
SEC. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
so Ohio State plays Oregon, which is number 3.
Right.
That'll drop one of us.
Yeah.
And then in following years or following weeks, we do play Penn State in Penn State. So
They're
again,
a good team, though.
They are a good team. I just don't know if a $20 million team is.
I agree with you, Mandy. I think that's going to be a tough game there. I think the Oregon game this week is going to be tough. That is this weekend, right?
That is this weekend. That is probably the litmus test for how this team is.
I think Oregon, you got
Penn State is always a tough.
Talk amongst yourself.
Penn State's always a tough night game.
Yes.
And I don't mind playing them at night. And I think our team is well poised for that position for that game.
You got
they practice with that in mind, knowing that it's going to be that type of a game.
Yeah.
You got Oregon this week, and then you got Nebraska, which I think could be a sleeper team as well as they're playing this year. They are playing pretty good.
The issue with Nebraska that I see is they could be the Mandy of.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Then you got Penn State,
wow,
Purdue, Northwestern Indiana.
I agree,
and
Kevin.
State up north. You got a few challenging games ahead of you, man.
Yep. Penn State. Well, this week, obviously, Oregon. There's no question. This is the litmus test for Ohio State's team.
At Oregon.
If this team pulls it out in Eugene, it's a done deal, I think. If they don't overlook teams.
You can't overlook anybody because
no.
that's dangerous.
Right.
But you go in and you play, this is going to be easy. It's a mistake.
Big mistake.
You got sometimes you got to play like it's the national championship. You got to play your game and saying this is the big one.
And
that's
you know what?
That's with any sport.
That you say that's actually been the quote from our quarterback Howard was this. I've been waiting my entire life for this game.
Right. And he says that every game. So
this is the
that
one.
means that he's ready to play.
He's ready to play. We got Chip Kelly came from Oregon, so
we had Chip Kelly on the Eagles, and he didn't do too well there.
He knows Eugene. He knows how that is.
Yeah,
and
sure.
He's got him going. I think it's going to be a very good game. I don't think it's going to be as close as the talking heads think it is. If Ohio State,
the Oregon game,
if Ohio State is as good as they say they are, I think they're going to win by at least 2 touchdowns.
Okay, I'll stick you to that.
If they're as
Who
good
do
as
you
they
have
say
this week, Bones?
We're off.
All right, you're off. I'm on.
We're off this week. Nebraska's off. Those are the two.
It's good to get that rest.
Kevin, with that many games or that many teams in, I see the SEC and the Big Ten having at least 3 teams in the hunt.
Kevin watches a lot of football.
What he says there, specifically with college ball, every game is important, and I would agree with that if we were still in the top 4, right? Because then 1 or 2 is no good. 1 or 2 with the top 12, you can lose 2 games and still be in the top 12.
But you're not going to be 1 and 2. You're not.
No. You just want to make the top 12.
Right.
Granted, you want the top 4 so you can get the bye and get a better seed and know all that. But you just want to make the top 12, which is going to piss off the number 13, 14, 15 because they get left out. It's going to be the same, but at least there's 8 more teams in there versus last time.
So, Kevin, in my opinion, my own opinion, 1, 2, 3, and 4 don't matter because they get bye weeks.
Right.
Number 5 is the sweet spot. They're playing at home against the bottom team.
Right.
So they're going to be playing one of the worst teams in the
categories where they lay.
Right, in the mixture.
Yes.
At home.
Yes.
So I'm not saying it's going to be an easy game at all, but let's consider what I've always said. You've got Ohio State or Penn State. It's cold in the Midwest in December.
Yes.
And you've got a team like Miami that goes up there and has to play them.
Right.
They're not going to love life.
No, not because of the weather conditions at all.
That's
right.
That's a damn good
and that is a factor.
Damn good quarterback.
That is a factor.
Weather is definitely a factor, especially when it's brutal cold.
And then you got the fans going crazy.
Yep. So I think number 5 is the sweet spot, even though 1, 2, 3, and 4 get their bye week.
Number 5 can lose.
Number 5 could lose, but they're playing a team that's way down in the league.
Yeah, and they have to beat them soundly. They really have to beat them.
But look,
beat them.
all they got to do is win.
I'm just saying is to say they're number 5, making a nobody. keeping it close will not be good.
You guys are looking at it. Does at that point it doesn't matter if it looks good or not.
Style
a
points
win,
don't
to
matter.
win. But you got number 5 playing number 12.
Okay.
Number 12 can have 1 loss. Number 12 can have 2 losses.
They're more than
You don't
likely
know
going to
about
have 2 or
at
3.
least 1 or 2. But who they are and who they lost to makes a difference in whether or not they can beat number 5.
But who they are is probably going to be a MAC team
But I'm looking at
an ACC
I'm looking
team,
at
maybe.
who they lost to. You know, so say Clemson ends up number 12.
Okay.
I'm just saying, and they got 2 losses.
Uh-huh.
Okay, they're gonna play number 5, and it all depends on who number 5 is. Clemson can beat a number 5 and number 3 team
Sure they could.
this year. So
Anybody, I'm not saying it's going to be, I mean, I didn't say it was going to be an easy game.
No.
I'm just saying that being in the Midwest, being in a cold environment
oh yeah, no, I agree.
for a team that does not play in a cold environment,
Right.
it's going to be very tough.
Especially
Because they're out on the field a lot
Yes.
beforehand and they're absorbing that cold.
Yes.
Then they're going to the locker room where it's warm again, and then they're coming out and it's cold again.
If they're smart, they just stay out.
I would stay out
Yeah.
and try to adapt to the weather.
Correct.
they got the heaters on the benches, and once you're on the field, you're sweating. And I'm not saying the cold doesn't make a difference. It obviously does. But if somebody they even got more advantage. Well, I guess the times probably would be set by TV and not the teams. Because if I was Ohio State or Penn State and I had a team coming up to me in the cold, I say, "Ooh, let's go to that game for 7 o'clock at night."
They're not going to do that.
Cold, it'll be
And
even worse.
you know that they're not going to do that. In fact, the later the season goes in the Big Ten, they play daytime games. They don't generally play at night in November.
Pussies.
It's cold.
I know
It's cold.
I wouldn't sit out in that's for sure.
At the
I am still going through my
this is going to be interesting. Again, I say this every week when we talk about it. The 12-game series thing is going to be interesting to see
thanks,
how
Kevin.
it works out.
You figured it out though, right? Why it's 5.5 legs?
Oh, he knows. Yeah,
Yeah.
he knows.
So tell us about the coffee, Bones.
Wow. Go ahead, Bones.
I like it. It's not oh shit, my bad. We received this coffee from Mandy. Mention no last names. Mandy, I think you know more about football than your dad does. But it's from Fort Findley Cafe. Fort Findley Coffee and Donut Shop.
Findlay, Ohio.
It's a nice blend.
Can you overnight some donuts?
Oh, we got paid on that though.
I went to the donut
That's a
shop.
nice
I went to
blend.
the donut shop. Just a little break here. I went to the donut shop the other morning. I was going to bring you donuts.
Which one?
The one by the house.
Okay.
And I'm walking up, and some old lady was sitting there doing the laundry. Yells, "They're closed. They're on vacation." I'm like, God
Oh,
damn, man. Just
Wow.
when I put my hand on the door, I'm like, mother. But anyway, from Fort Findlay Coffee and Donut Shop on Tiffin Avenue in Findlay, Ohio. It's called 1880, a classic old world coffee reminiscent of cobblestones and open air cafes. Smooth, well-rounded flavor, a memorable experience, and delightful finish, medium roast. That's all I got on the coffee. I couldn't get anything else online.
What'd you think of it?
I like it. I like it. I compare it. It's probably close to what we had last week, which you haven't had a chance to drink yet. But I think I like last week's better. I would probably give it an 8.5. And the cigar, and I've smoked them before, probably the same thing, 8.5.
really?
It's got to me, it's got a little flavor to it. It's not harsh by any means. It's been burning well. Maybe a 9, so maybe
9 overall?
8.5, 9 total overall for
Matt?
both. For both.
Okay. I like the coffee. Very similar to last week. I'm going to give the coffee a 7.
Wow.
And I did enjoy it. And Bones usually makes it a little strong. And it didn't seem that way today. So it was a little light to me than normally what Bones makes it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give the coffee a 7.
Yep.
And I'm going to give the cigar a 7 too.
Oh.
About a 7. Because for me, as you know, as I reiterate, I like a lighter cigar. And they said this is medium, but I found it light.
Yeah, I find it very light.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So,
Yeah, it's
you know, a 7 and a 7. That's what I give it. Very good, but light. Would I smoke it again? Absolutely, because I like a lighter cigar. But if I really want to get one in the morning, early morning, I would have this because it's so light.
it's,
But it was
I
enjoyable.
agree. It's definitely not a medium to full. I
Right.
mean, that's what they say.
They say it's medium to full, and I
No way.
I don't believe
But
it.
everybody's
No.
palate is different,
Right.
and most folks it could be a medium to full. But I find, like you, medium, light to medium.
The cigar is in the medium range towards the light side.
Yes.
I'm not hating it. This isn't the first time I've smoked an Upmann. They're usually very solid cigars. For construction and everything, it's a beautiful cigar.
Yes.
I mean, looking at it when we first got it, everything appeared to be the way it should be, right? Burns well, good even burn.
Yes.
I don't have any issues with it whatsoever. I'm going to give it a solid 8.
Okay.
I would smoke it again.
Okay.
Paired with the cigar, I don't think that it paired well. I think the cigar being as mild as it is, with the coffee being as medium as it is, I don't think that they work well. I think you want to get either a bold cigar or a light cigar with a bold coffee. You want to counterbalance the two. You want one to be tough and the other to mellow it out
Yes.
so that it marries well. I love the coffee, and
Okay.
I'm not a medium roast coffee at all.
No, you're heavy duty.
I like it
You're
as
the
dark
big
as,
bang.
Yes, right. I like
Yeah.
it darker than my coffee cup.
Yes.
He's a coffee snob.
I
Yeah.
kind of am.
How about that?
I like having a bold roast. The darker, the better, and I do hunt for the dark roasts themselves.
You should drink that shit.
But this right here, this coffee, I think would pair well with a Cedrus or a Jacob's Ladder type cigar, on the very bold side,
Okay.
and it would take it down a little bit so that you got a good marriage.
We have to answer Kevin's question. Do you guys import many cigars, or are they all U.S.?
They all come from the U.S.
It depends on the question. Well, they're all imported.
Well, but they're all U.S. brands. If his question is, do you have any Cubans? No. Nobody has Cuban cigars.
Everything is imported. Everything is
Yeah,
coming
everything's
in.
important.
Everything
Kev.
goes through customs. This
Goes through customs, and we have right.
Well, we do have one brand, Santini, that is the tobacco is imported, but it's made in Gaucher, 10 minutes from here,
Right.
hand rolled and everything. So, I mean, technically, you could say all cigars come out from outside the U.S.
Let's say most brands come from outside of the U.S.
Correct.
but not Cuba.
Right.
There's still that embargo going on.
That embargo, you know, Kev.
But you still have some fields here in the States.
Yes.
And speaking of that, FSG
You got to
Farms,
Google some information about it, Kev. It's good. It's good information to know.
FSG Farms in Florida, in Claremont, where the next Jewish State's barn smoke is going to be at. He had a little bit of damage.
Yeah.
Some of his,
Probably got some wet.
his what do you want to call it? What big like lean-to or garage he has is a little bit of damage on the door and some stuff. The fields are a little bit flooded. He said not much. They're going to assess again today damage to the tobacco, but he said everything, if we get some days it can dry out, it should be okay. So with that said, I'm hoping Drew State still has the barn smoker on the 9th of November. I would assume that's plenty of time.
Should give them time to clear it out.
If they, God forbid, don't get hit by another storm of rain.
Yes.
But before we go, I got to put a plug in. You know her. I'm not sure you know her. This is a friend of ours, Anna Krause's daughter, Nikki.
Yes.
Okay, is now doing a podcast. I told her I mentioned it on the show because we try to take care of each other and push each other's show. It's called Investigative Homicide. Nikki Krause and Teresa Appel are the hosts. They focus on homicide cases, stories from Mississippi from an eyewitness perspective, talking about details and human elements behind the crimes, with firsthand accounts from key figures like law enforcement and prosecutors. So they're trying to put their podcast off the ground. I told her she needs any help, call us. We'll help them. I don't know if they're going to do it on StreamYards or She's going to be strictly a podcast, which is just
Uploaded.
verbal,
Yeah.
no camera work. But
My
I
cousin's
think
wife does one on unsolved mystery, unsolved crimes.
those I like.
Yeah.
Caitlin watches a lot
She
of
does a
those.
podcast.
I like the
on
unsolved. I
unsolved.
like the, what do they call it? Cold case?
Yeah,
Cold
that
Yeah, I
is
like that.
unsolved, yeah.
Yeah, I like that stuff.
Yeah, so
'Cause there's a lot of them.
cold
what-
cases.
what
good
we'll
show.
do
Yeah,
is
yeah.
we'll
Right.
compile the two and we'll put them up on our Facebook page.
Yes.
So if you want to check them out, you can.
We'll put a link out there.
Sure,
Are we ready
absolutely,
to close it?
absolutely are.
For the 5.5 Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge here at Co Cigar in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, we're going to bid you good night or good day. Have a great weekend and a safe one. For Mort, Bones, and myself, Maverick, we're saying goodbye.
One
See
last
you next
thing quick. Come down to Ocean Springs this weekend and go cruising the coast.
Ooh,
Cruising the coast,
Friday
with
Weather's gonna be
cars.
beautiful.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Gonna be beautiful.
If you like classic cars, this is the place to be in the
The biggest car
second
show
week-
in the United
second
States.
week of October.
this
It
this
started
week,
Monday. Yeah.
The
First-
biggest show in the United States.
this weekend weather is supposed to be high 50s at night.
I never,
Nice.
I never made it down to Central.
Talk to you in a little while,
headquarters to,
Kevin.
get my raffle ticket.
I'll give
for
you
the
a
car.
call.